This woman is shopping in an upscale New York City boutique.
It's actually more of an upscale store. I'm not sure if you'll find anything that you're looking for.
She is looking for a new outfit, but the store's employees are on the lookout for people like her.
I don't need you any further in the store because I can't keep my eye on you. People like you come in and they take things.
People like me?
I think you know what I'm talking about. I don't feel comfortable with you in the store.
Keep your eye on these two women.
Not sure you can actually afford something like this. Let me fold this back.
The more offensive the sales clerk is,
Ma'am, people like you, they can't afford stuff like this.
the more they keep their attention on the merchandise. We catch up with the two women outside.
I did actually feel sorry for the girl.
Will you do something next
I wouldn't
time?
have got involved, no, because it's nothing to do with me.
But she needed your help. Someone has to sound the alarm.
But I don't know her.
The two customers have just witnessed a type of discrimination so common that researchers have given it a name: shopping while black. In a recent survey, 60% of African Americans say they have experienced it. And sadly, it has all the makings of a perfect what would you do experiment. In our scenario, actors portray a store clerk, a security guard, and a shopper who we dressed up and down. She is the target of the abuse. We wanted to see if any of the other shoppers will do anything at all. Our base of operation is in one of the shopping capitals of the world, Soho in New York. And we find practically the only store willing to experiment with something so controversial: a women's boutique called Un Pomela.
People like you come in and they just slip things in your bag.
What
You
is-
have big
what is
jacket and
people like
everything.
me?
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I
If you
don't
need to
know what
shop
you're
in Harlem,
talking
go shop in Harlem. You're not shopping in our store.
Inside the store, the harassment continues.
Put your arms out, please. Not the first time, I'm sure. You know what I'm talking about.
Excuse me, I've been searched and I'm just a shopper. Did this happen to you?
No response here. And just seconds later, she's back to primping.
What is your name? Are you the manager?
Yes, I'm just doing my job.
You're doing a horrible job, okay? You treat me like I'm a criminal.
Watch this couple. They've been browsing right next to our actors.
And you're really disturbing them.
They should know that they shop in a place where paying customers get frisked. I'm the only black woman in here,
Right,
and I'm the only person this is happening to.
exactly.
Our security guard tries to draw the couple in.
I don't go to your neighborhood. Why don't
You don't go to
leave our
my neighborhood. You
Yes.
don't even know where I live.
Sorry,
I'm so
guys.
sorry,
That's all right.
guys. Joe, need help looking for anything? Or?
We're just looking for something that she might like.
But not a word in defense of our shopper. And we couldn't believe what happened next.
Have you guys ever experienced something like that? It's just crazy.
What's that?
With someone like her coming in, and I mean, she looked very suspicious. I had two ladies like that come in last week. It just looks like they're gonna do something, you know?
Probably to play the black card, right?
What did he just say?
You know?
Probably to play the black card, right?
Yeah, I guess it just seems like it's more black people than it is than others.
We're doing an experiment on racial profiling, and it was all a scenario we staged called What Would You Do?
I felt so bad.
Suddenly, it seems, he changes his tune.
Called What Would You Do?
bad.
Well, she's okay, but it could have been real. Do you feel it was your role to step in and defend her at all?
Would you have defended me?
Yes.
Meanwhile, back inside the store,
Why do I have to leave? I didn't do anything wrong.
This is preventative, loss prevention.
You're throwing me out of the store because I'm black.
notice this customer is having a hard time concentrating on the merchandise. A few minutes later, and just as we did with the man before her, we instruct our sales clerk to engage her.
I think it's probably more of appearance than, just that kind of people. The probability is just higher.
What does that mean, that type of people? I don't understand.
The statistics are higher for people of different
what?
types.
Type, you see, that's the problem. That type, I'm afraid of what you're going to say when you clarify what type means.
Yeah.
That's really disturbing
But
to me.
it's the facts, and I think it's just.
Oh my goodness. You are saying what I think you're saying. I wish you would just stop asking me about this and talking to me.
She's so upset, she begins to cry. It's time to introduce myself.
Hi, I'm John. I'm John Quinones. I'm the reporter with ABC. Do you know this is part of the experiment, right?
I was just told that.
We didn't want you to be that upset. We did want to find out how people would react and what should they do and what should they say, because this exists. You know, racism does exist.
I'm so glad this is not real.
Thank you.
Ma'am, your type comes in here a lot, and I just need
My
to make
type?
sure. Yes.
This man and his family have a front row seat.
Yes. Yes. No, sir. I've had trouble with.
Maybe they've heard a little too much.
You're upscale. She's not.
You know how embarrassing it is to do this to her?
No.
Why are you singling her out like that?
Because look at her.
Look at her. What?
I've tried to
Let's go,
protect
baby.
this store.
Let's go.
Sir,
Stung by the insults, he tries to leave, but our sales clerk won't let him go.
we had this happen last week, and I need to make sure that it doesn't happen. It comes out of my pocket.
Listen, I'm not stating that you shouldn't do your job, but the way you're doing your job isn't right.
So how would I do it if
you don't need to be working here if you don't know how you would do it?
No,
He's finally had enough.
But you should apologize. That's cold. That's sick. That's sick.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, I'm John Quinones.
Man, I can't talk right now.
I know you're upset. You know what this was? You know what this was? It's an experiment on racism, and a lot of people didn't say a thing, and it's a wonderful thing you did.
I usually don't say anything, but I couldn't sit there because it wasn't security after a certain point.
You came to my rescue. And no, seriously, it's so humiliating. It's embarrassing. I've been followed around in stores before. I have to be conscious of the way I dress before I go shopping.
Almost 100 people witness our scenario and less than 20 intervene. It was clear from our experiment that people of color feel the most strongly, but we were surprised by some of the other folks who decided to step in.
I just don't feel comfortable right now with you in the store. I'm sorry, and I can't subject them to this.
I think you should put in a complaint. Sorry, as somebody who's shopping, you've done nothing wrong.
I've had people like her come in, and this is what happened. I need you to frisk her, please.
She's done nothing. I'm just.
I have not done anything wrong.
Turn around.
I'm coming into your store as a customer.
Our security guard ignores the women's pleas and moves in.
Put your arms out.
We're with you, definitely.
And just like that, the two women decide to leave the store and take our shopper with them. And an entourage of angry customers follow.
She's been completely humiliated by this woman.
Outside, the crowd is so caught up in the moment, they begin talking to our camera crew, not realizing they're part of our show.
What should people do?
Well, I think she should put in a complaint for one thing.
I have a confession to make.
What's that?
This is all part of an experiment of racism. She's an actress. And she's an actress.
I'm a good actress, too.
It's a great store. The owner is Jimmy.
Hi guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so happy you guys stuck up.
Can I try my clothes on now?
Yes, of course. Please.
Bye.